has been way too long since we've done a live show. You guys know this, I know this, I've been wanting one, you guys been wanting one, so why haven't we done one? Well, we're gonna fix that this Sunday, EDT PST time zone, which is my time zone, California. You're gonna have to figure that out on your own, Google it. We are having a live Q&A, so you guys can come in there and ask any questions you want, and hopefully we can give you as many answers as possible. Lanky and Obese to Beast I have not talked to, so if you guys want either of them to be in the live show, then go over to their channels and request it. Put it in the comments, message them, everything. Be like, come to the live Q&A on Sunday. Other than that though, guys, let's start this video up. I'm gonna show you guys what it looked like before I got blackhead extractions and after. What's up, friends and family? Welcome to this week of Accutane. Now, I am right about to go into the dermatologist, and before I actually see my dermatologist, the nurses are gonna do an extraction on my forehead. So right now I'm showing you my forehead, what it looks like currently, and then I'm gonna try and film the extraction, but I'm pretty sure they're not gonna let me, but I'll try. I'll bring the camera in, we'll see. And then I'm gonna film afterwards as well, so you guys can see the difference and see how red it is, basically. All right, guys, so I just got out of the hospital, I just got out of the doctor's appointment, whatever, and this is what my forehead's looking right now. It is about 20 minutes, 30 minutes after the actual extraction, because I went to the pharmacy as well. So I'll put up a picture so you guys can see right after what it looked like, but this is what it looks like about 30 minutes out, I'd say, after the extraction. Like I was thinking, they did not let me film. I took the camera in, she was like, I wish I could, but it's just against the hospital policies, and I'm not gonna put her in a weird position where she might get fired, so I did not record, but I just wanted to show you guys what it looked like pre and post. Let's get on to the Accutane video. So, that's what it looked like before and after. It really looked like I was bleeding a little bit. It looked really bad, like I had gotten hornet stings or something, because the skin is already really sensitive because of the Accutane. Like, even if I just pinch my skin, not that I do, but even if I, like, you know, just try to push a pimple out and pinch it, I can feel that skin is super sensitive. And I'll even, like, if I touch my skin too much on my face, I press on it too much, I'll have like a little mini abrasion. So I'll have like a little pink mark there. So when they put like a piece of metal on your face and they're really like forcing it out and whatnot, it can end up leaving a lot of marks for a few days. But this is what it looks like. Let's see, I got that on Friday and today is Monday. So just after one weekend, this is what it's looking like. And it is a lot better. Just even like yesterday, it was way worse than it was today, and the day before that was way worse. And so it's cool how quickly, really, all the marks just are healing as far as them just being irritated. It's not like, you know, they're gonna stay around or anything, which is really nice. While I was there getting my blackhead extractions, I also saw my dermatologist, which was really good, and we have a few adjustments. So of course, I'm gonna tell you guys about that. Before I was dosing, I believe 60 milligrams a day, and then he dropped me just this Friday to 40 milligrams a day. And now I'm not gonna lie to you, I actually do have a few extra 20 milligram pills, just because they always, well, for me, they always kind of over medicate you before you get to your next appointment, so you always have a few extra pills. So I'm gonna be doing 60 milligrams for the next week, and then I'll be dropping to that 40 milligrams like he was planning next week. Also included into my regimen now, instead of just the Accutane, we're gonna also try some of this Retin-A, just because my face has finally come to a point where it's not as irritated and it's not as likely to have, you know, breakouts and stuff like that. Because when I've tried this before, I tried Retin-A the first time I went to the dermatologist, before I was able to be on Accutane or even like tetracycline or doxycycline, anything like that. They made me try Retin-A, and basically what this is it's just a topical treatment. So it's something you put on your fingers, you put all over your face, just like any, you know, gel, any acne cream. And this stuff is like super powered, like really super powered. It's called tretinoin, and it dries your face out. It really dries it out, but it didn't do anything for me. Nothing. It did nothing at all that first time I tried it because my acne was too severe. But now, because we've gotten to this certain point in my treatment, he's thinking, and I think he's right, that this will actually be able to help in combination with, you know, the lower dose and trying to get off Accutane. This is probably going to be able to help keep me clear. And the final thing, as far as my side effects go, I am super minimal on side effects. Just the typical dry face, especially around the lips, you know, the corner of your mouth. My eyes sometimes dry out, like if it's really dry and windy outside, they'll dry out a little earlier than most people. My lips are super dry, but really other than that, my side effects are pretty minimal. I'm sure, you know, the long-term ones that I've just grown used to because it's been over a year are still there. You know, things similar to like, you know, like being sore after a workout. I probably have just adjusted to how that feels, and so I don't feel like I'm any more or less sore, but I probably am a little bit. I'm probably a little bit weaker at my lifts, but at this point I've kind of adjusted to all my side effects, and the short-term side effects are very simple, like I was just saying, like dry skin and whatnot. And as far as my blood tests go, I'm completely healthy, have nothing to worry about, which is great. I know a lot of you guys have been asking me, you know, like, you've been on for 65, 66 weeks, like all this time. Are you still healthy? Like, is this still okay for you to do? And for me, personally, I am still healthy, so it is still okay for me to do. For some people, it may not be okay to do longer term, you know, Accutane treatments, but for you guys, that would be something you have to check every month. But for me, I am healthy, so I just thought I would let you guys know that. Can I take a quick second to say, I'm so satisfied. I'm so happy with how everything has happened. You know, not only is my face clearing up, which is, you know, the original goal. That was the beginning goal, is just to have my face clear up. And now it honestly is to that point where, like, it's almost completely clear. There's just very minimal, like, regular acne that, you know, most people deal with. So that's one thing that's great. But number two, since week 1, all the way till now, week 66, all this stuff that's transpired, the way that I've changed as a person, the way that I've changed as, you know, the way I have ideologies, my morals are, and what I want to do with my life and where my direction is, it's all been so massively impacted by this treatment, you know, by interacting with you guys every week. I've said this a few times, but it really has. I definitely credit this series, the Accutane series, to a lot of my personal growth as a person, and I just wanted to say thank you guys. I mean, a lot of this comes down to you guys coming back every week and giving me that support, and, you know, letting me know that what I'm doing is actually helping people, and there is actually a point to what I want with, you know, my passion of helping people. You know, there's actually people who can and are willing to be helped, and it really has let me know that this is possible. Helping people is what I was put on this earth to do. So thank you guys so much for helping me realize that. Now, on to some fan questions, just a few of them. The first question comes from Christopher, and he says, have you noticed any difference in your metabolism, in your cuts, any of that from taking Accutane until now? Yes, definitely. I have seen strength losses. I've seen a little bit of fat gain, especially in the beginning. It was very hard to keep my strength up, and it was hard to, you know, retain a low level of body fat. Those two things did not really match up with my beginning of Accutane, and I don't know if my body has acclimated to the Accutane or if I personally have changed my ways a bit, but it's now a lot easier. For example, though, also when I was starting Accutane, I was eating about 5,000–6,000 calories a day. So that's a lot of energy. That's a lot of, you know, strength and energy gains. And now I'm eating somewhere around, I'd say 3,400 to 4,000 a day. And that's like on a high day, it's 4,000. Usually somewhere around 3,000. 3,400, something like that. And that caloric change, of course, is gonna change things as well. You know, it's gonna change how my strength and everything feels. But I do honestly feel that Accutane has slowed my progress a little bit in terms of muscular gain as well as fat loss. I feel like it makes both of those things slower, at least in my experience. I'm not saying that's for everybody. This is not science right here. This is just anecdotal experience. But I also feel like it's created a little bit more of a problem with my spine, and it's aggravated my spinal deviation, as well as caused my joints and my bones to be slightly more sore. So there are things to worry about when you take Accutane. Pablo coming in with a tip to try and save me money, but unfortunately I can't do this. He says, why don't you buy your own comedone extractor? That way you can extract on your own. You won't have to make a separate trip and payment every time you go to the nurse's office. Well, with a comedone extractor, you could buy that, right? You could buy the circular little piece and stuff, but there's a technique, you know, there's a strategy, there's certain ones that you do want to hit, certain ones you don't want to hit, and there's also a special technique they use where if you have, I think they're called Milla, they're like that underground blackhead, the ones that you can't really push out, but there's like bumps, right? You guys know what I'm talking about with this. What she'll do is she'll take a very sharp lance, and it's kind of like a hook, and so she'll put it on the piece of skin and then pull, and it's kind of like a pinprick. It like, I don't know how to describe it really, but it kind of like pulls that skin out a little bit and then causes a small tiny little hole, and then she comes back with the comedone extractor and pushes around that hole, and the Milla, the blackhead underneath, can come out. Now that's something that I have not perfected. I don't even know how that works, honestly. So if I was in the mirror trying to do that to myself, I would likely leave more scars and problems than I would solve. So I already am at the dermatologist to see my dermatologist, so I might as well go, you know, across the hallway to see my nurse and get her to extract my forehead. It's not that expensive if you have insurance, which I fortunately do. Now, this question is not Accutane related. This is actually related to last week's video, which was about being open-minded and accepting people. And Levin says, what do you do if you truly dislike somebody? If I dislike somebody, if I find somebody that, you know, I don't necessarily agree with at that certain time in my life, the best thing in my opinion to do is to keep them away from you. Try to interact with them as little as possible, because if you're it's better to not interact with somebody than to interact with them and have negativity come from it, have, you know, hostility from it. That's not going to serve any purpose, right? And really, if you feel like you need to go address that person that you don't like, that's just you kind of self-fulfilling your want for drama, or really just, I guess, starting things because you think it's kind of entertaining or exciting or something like that, or you want to prove something to your friends or something like that. And all those things have nothing to do with becoming a stronger person, becoming a stronger version of yourself. All those things are just really, I'd say those are really just like short-term self-gratifying things. In addition to trying to separate them from, you know, actually interacting with me, I also try to see why I dislike that person. What's wrong with me, or what's bothering me so much about this person that I have to dislike them? Because every single person could possibly change and become someone that you like, but if you have a closed mind and you just dislike someone and then for the rest of their life you have, you know, you've labeled them as someone you are gonna dislike, then you're stopping yourself from advancing and improving and growing. You gotta bite your pride, bite your ego, and be like, you know what, maybe I didn't like that person because this or that, but if they are gonna be a good person to me from this point forward, we can get along. There you go, guys. That's today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed week 66 of my Accutane adventures. This week was a little bit more, you know, centered on the actual Accutane and acne journey, which I enjoy sometimes as well. Next week, I'm sure will be a little bit of a rambling video as far as philosophy goes, because I love doing those. 2, if you guys are not following my second channel, please do that right now. Take the time right now to go to my second channel. It's Humorous Progress instead of fitness. And that's my old channel that I turned into my vlogging channel, my extra content channel, and there's all sorts of fun stuff going on over there. I just uploaded a video, a mashup of all my Snapchat stories, which was really fun. Also, if you're not following me on Snapchat, do that. It's Brian Turner. Everything will be in the description below, so you can click links, copy and paste, anything that you need. Check that out right there, right below. If you did enjoy this video, make sure that you hit the like button. Also, leave a comment so I can hear your feedback. And if you're not subscribed to the channel already, come on, baby girl. You know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. I love you guys. Thank you so much for the support. Team Beyond the Week. Big J.
Lift heavy or die modern!
Yeah!